Just for the record, and not because I'm a big fan of what you do, but I've always known you can do this type of role.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I
you're.
appreciate it. Well, thank you for believing me because everybody, there's a lot of people who didn't believe in me. And
Oh no.
this has been a challenging journey to get people to open their eyes and really kind of see me for something other than, being the wrestler turned actor. This is long and hard fought for.
La vida está hecha de decisiones, pero no hay absolutamente nada en este mundo que nos podría preparar para tomar una decisión como la que tendrán que tomar Eric y Andrew en la cinta Llaman a la Puerta. Soy Gaby Cam y déjame contarte de esta película, que es el nuevo proyecto de Shyamalan y que nos cuenta la historia de una pareja y su hija que durante unos días libres en medio del bosque en Pensilvania se toparán con cuatro extraños que aseguran haber tenido visiones y que saben que de ellos tres depende el destino de la humanidad. El problema es que ahora tendrán que decidir si sacrifican a un miembro de su familia para salvar a toda la humanidad o bien si se mantienen los tres vivos, pero con absolutamente nadie más en un futuro cercano en este planeta. ¿Qué decidirías tú? Tuve la oportunidad de conversar con el director de esta cinta y el elenco encabezado por Dave Bautista y Jonathan Groff, y esto fue lo que me revelaron aquí en De Película Cinemex. I had a blast watching this film because it kept me on my toes, whether or not these people were telling the truth. So what was the key for you to keep audiences on their toes when it comes to, should I believe this, should I not believe it? Like, how did you manage to do that amazing feeling we get on screen?
Oh, thank you so much. I thought of it as a kind of a courtroom, like a jury, deliberating over the fate of man. And so I wanted it to be, I believe it, I don't believe it. And then I believe it again for sure now. And then suddenly something, I whip you and you're going, wait a minute, he's messing with us. I don't know. And because I think audiences don't fully trust me, that works in my advantage, that they're like, oh my God, he's gonna turn this the other way, and they feel uncomfortable. So it's nice to kind of keep putting clues for them to catch that, or making them look in both directions.
Here's the thing, I do believe everything you say, so that's not fair.
That's sweet. I'll totally take advantage of that. So that's great. That's every movie I'll know that you trust me, and I'll go in different directions.
I read that this was kind of a leap of faith for you both because you were in talks for this film before reading the script. And I wanted to ask you, when you finally read the script, how did it surprise you in the way of maybe how Night sees you as an actor and what you're capable of doing?
And so we had a conversation, and our first conversation was really me just, talking about him, talking about his films and why I was a fan. And then we had a couple more where they were just kind of getting to know each other, conversations. And then he finally said, well, I've got this film I'm working on, and I've got this role I think you'd be right for. I'm going to send you the script and read it and let me know what you think. And I read the script, and I could not believe that he wanted me for this role. He was thinking about me for this role because it was just so deep and it was just so layered with emotion, and it had so much dialogue, and it was a lead role in one of his films. So it was like all those things that I'd been really searching for my whole career. And I called him up the next morning and I said, I'm just blown away. I just love this. I really need this role, even more than I want this role. I need this role. And what do I have to do? And he said, nothing. I want you for this role. You basically are this guy. And so the next call was to my agents, as I said, I don't care what it takes. Get me this role. And so here we are.
There is a woman carrying something that looks like a pick with a chain and a mallet head.
You see, the four of us have a very important job to do. In fact, it might be the most important job in the history of the world.
Do you feel like maybe watching these type of films and seeing ourselves vulnerable as humanity kind of help us to be better people when we put ourselves in those shoes?
I hope so. Yeah, I think Night's kind of asking that question. Would you ultimately pick humanity and the greater good over yourself? I feel like the world we're living in, it's not really designed for us to do that right now. It's so about the individual, and I think we're gonna have to start thinking more collectively for us to kind of get anywhere. But yeah, maybe the film. Maybe that's a huge theme of the film.
There's a quote that really resonated with me with this film, that is, trust in something more than you. How much does that apply in a career like yours, especially when making films like this?
It's completely. I mean, I can identify with that completely, and this is the perfect opportunity to prove that that statement is real. I trusted in Knight completely. I did, and I told him before we started filming this. He said, just trust me, let me direct you, and the reason I wanted you for this because there is a certain vulnerability in your performance. And I said, I need that for Leonard, so just trust me and let me direct you. And I did, and every day I didn't question anything he said to me, didn't question his direction. We had conversations about it, and a lot of times I found that my instincts were wrong. They weren't what the performance he wanted. And when he would tell me and explain to me why he wanted things done a certain way, I did them without question, and I trusted him. And every day I doubted myself, but I trusted him. And so now I'm getting the feedback, and it's all validated that what he was telling me and that I put my trust in him, it paid off, and it had value. But it's a scary thing to do. It's because you are actors, they take their performances very personally. They're, something I don't take lightly at all. So it's hard sometimes just completely trusting and giving yourself to someone. But I did, and it paid off. And this is like getting this feedback. It means everything to me because it validates all the choices I've made throughout my career, because it was a long road getting here.
I feel like in this particular process of this movie, if you don't trust in Knight, it's sort of like trying to fit a circle in a square. He has such a strong hand. He sees the whole movie before he shoots it, and there was a lot of trust involved in that as the actors, because you're really like living inside of his vision. It's like living inside of a painting, and down to the punctuation of the words and the blocking of the scenes, you are embodying what he sees. So there was an element of letting go that everybody had to do in this. And then the sort of scenario is so extreme that collectively as a group, the seven of us trusted in each other to be there for each other as we really went for it. So I felt like I was trusting in Knight a lot, and also the people that the seven of us in the cabin.
And it definitely paid off. I mean, I love the film. And talking about Knight's vision, I have to know, because I feel like his vision on everything, even the apocalypse or aliens and everything, is just so unique. Is there any story you've been a part of that you wish you could see in Knight's vision? Any show, any play, any movie you've been a part of that you wish you could see his vision on that?
Oh, that's a great question.
I don't know. I'd like to think of something, but I feel like the way he sees something is so unique to him. I can't imagine anything else that I've done that would fit in his vision in a weird way.
I just thought of one. I want to see Knight's episode of Glee.
Oh my god.
That he would direct. That would be so interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious on what kind of music would we get to hear there? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It would be really. I do feel like he, like with Boogie Shoot, like he's very intentional about all the music in his movies. So I feel like it would be memorable and surprising, the music that he would pick for his episode. And it would have, I feel like he could create something in that space, because similar to Ryan Murphy, they've both got very distinct styles. So I think his style would pop in that genre, in that world.
that's a millionaire idea. Let's make it happen I don't know how, but maybe you do know how.
She's a producer. Let's do it.
No te pierdas Llaman a la Puerta porque es una película de suspenso que te mantendrá al filo de tu butaca mientras intentas descifrar si lo que estos 4 hombres aseguran es verdad o si están a punto de sacrificar a un integrante de la familia por nada. ¿Cuál será el desenlace? Descúbrelo ya en cines.
Your family has been chosen to make a horrible decision. If you fail to choose, the world will end.